Have you ever prepared a chicken breast and noticed that thin, white, filmy layer that sits right on top of the muscle? It's slippery, it's tough, and honestly, most of us just peel it off and throw it away without a second thought. Welcome to Dr. Levitas. But what if I told you that this exact same white film is currently wrapping every single muscle fiber, organ, and bone in your entire body? And what if I told you that the chronic stiffness you feel in the morning, that feeling that you are trapped in a body that is 2 sizes too small, isn't a muscle problem at all? You can stretch your hamstrings until the cows come home. You can do yoga for an hour. But if you ignore this layer, you will remain stiff. You will remain in pain. Today, we are exploring the fascia. This is the biological shrink wrap that holds you together. For decades, medicine ignored it. We cut through it to get to the good stuff like organs and bones. But now we know that fascia is a sensory organ, a hydration system, and a storage hard drive for your physical and emotional stress. Today, we are going to learn how to rehydrate your inner web. And while we are at it, please hit the like button and leave a comment. Your support really helps the channel a ton. So, what is fascia? Think of it like a morph suit or a superhero suit worn under your skin. But it doesn't just surround the muscles, it penetrates them. If you bit into a grapefruit, you know those white fibrous walls that separate the juice sacs? That is the fascia of the fruit. In you, it separates every single muscle fiber. In a healthy, young body, these fascial layers slide over each other effortlessly. Why? Because they are wet. They are lubricated. But what happens when we stop moving? What happens when we sit at a desk for 10 hours a day? Imagine a kitchen sponge. When it is wet, it is flexible. You can twist it, and it bounces back. That is healthy fascia. Now, imagine that sponge left on the counter for 3 days. It becomes harder, it becomes brittle. If you try to twist it, it doesn't bend, it might even tear. This is exactly what happens to your fascia, it dehydrates. The layers that should slide past each other get glued together. We call these adhesions fuzz. Now, here is the chemistry that explains why it gets sticky. It comes down to a molecule called hyaluronic acid. You might know this from skincare commercials, but your body produces it internally to lubricate your fascia. Hyaluronic acid is chemically designed to hold water. It turns water into a gel, a super lubricant. However, research in the field of mechanobiology has shown that when you don't move a specific area of your body, the hyaluronic acid becomes viscous. It turns from a fluid oil into a sticky glue. It aggregates. So, when you feel that stiffness, it is literally because the lubricant between your muscle sheets has turned into glue. This brings us to the biggest mistake people make. They feel this stiffness, so they do static stretching. They sit on the floor and try to touch their toes for 30 seconds. Why doesn't this work long term? Because you are pulling on the ends of a glued structure. Imagine you have a shirt where the fabric is glued to your skin. If you pull the bottom of the shirt, you aren't unsticking it. You are just stretching the fabric around the stuck point. It hurts, and as soon as you let go, it snaps back. Static stretching does not hydrate the tissue. It pulls the fibers, but it doesn't change the viscosity of that hyaluronic acid glue. To change the fluid, we need a different approach. We need to squeeze the sponge. This leads us to the foam roller, which most people use this as a torture device. They find a knot, and they smash it, thinking they are physically breaking up scar tissue. Let me be clear, fascia is incredibly strong. One study showed it is stronger than steel, pound for pound. You cannot break up fascial adhesions with a piece of foam. If you could, you would be causing internal bleeding. So, what is the foam roller actually doing? It is rehydration. Think of that dried sponge again. To get water into it, you don't pull it. You press it under the water, squeeze it, and release it. That squeeze and release creates a vacuum effect. You force the old, stale, sticky fluid out of the tissue, and when you release, fresh, nutrient-rich plasma rushes in. You aren't ironing out a knot. You are flushing the toilet of your lymphatic system and re-soaking the sponge. But we can't talk about fascia without talking about feelings. I know, I'm a doctor, not a therapist, but with fascia, they are the same thing. Fascia is extremely rich in nerve endings. In fact, it has 6 to 10 times more sensory nerves than muscle. It is your largest sensory organ. When you are in a state of chronic stress, fight or flight, your sympathetic nervous system activates. It turns out, fascia contains myofibroblasts. These are cells that can contract. Research suggests that under chronic emotional stress, the fascia itself can contract and stiffen, independent of the muscles. It creates a suit of armor to protect you. If you carry trauma, if you are constantly anxious, your body is literally tightening the shrink wrap around you. That hunch in your shoulders? That tightness in your chest? That is an emotional pattern stored in a physical web. So, how do we melt the glue, hydrate the sponge, and release the armor? We need to move like animals. Animals don't do static yoga holds, they bounce. They recoil. Healthy fascia is elastic. It loves rhythmic, bouncing movements. This is called elastic recoil. When you bounce, think of skipping rope, jumping jacks, or just bobbing up and down. You are using the fascia's spring-like energy. This type of movement creates shear stress. This shearing force generates heat and friction, which is the exact signal needed to liquefy that sticky hyaluronic acid. It turns the gel back into a solution. It makes you slippery again. So, if you want to fix your stiffness, stop holding poses for 5 minutes. Start bouncing. Start swinging. So, here is the doctor's verdict, with the best protocol for a healthy fascial web. Always hydrate internally and externally, drink your water, yes. But move to get that water into the tissues. Also, squeeze the sponge, use a foam roller or self-massage, but do it gently and slowly to encourage fluid flow, not pain. The daily bounce, incorporate 5 minutes of elastic movement. Jump rope, dance, shake your limbs out. Vary your movement, the fascia stiffens in the patterns you use most. If you sit the same way, you glue that way. Move in weird ways. Reach behind you, twist. Break the pattern, break the glue. Your body is not a machine that wears out. It is a garden that dries out. Stiffness is not a sign of age, it is a sign of a lack of hydration and variety in your movement. You can get your flexibility back. You can peel off that dried sponge feeling. You just have to treat your body like the dynamic, fluid system it is. Here is my challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, before you have your coffee, do not sit down. Give me 2 minutes of the bounce. Just stand there and gently bounce on your heels, shake your arms, let your body jiggle. Feel the vibration. That is you waking up your web and releasing that stiffness. Watch this video suggestion, it was especially picked for you. Also share, comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos to empower your health and fitness journey. So, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep going.